Hey St. Jerseyans, this is your blogger-in-chief Matt Rooney again. We're spending this Saturday, the first one in October, knocking doors and doing some campaigning in the 6th Legislative District of New Jersey. You watched our video earlier where we spoke to Al Richardson, an assembly candidate running for the Republican ticket. This is his running mate, Craig Horton. Great guy from Haddonfield, New Jersey, and he's letting us go door to door with him and find out what people are thinking about. Thanks for letting us walk with you, Greg.
Thank you.
What are you hearing going door to door? I know Al said he was getting a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah, I am getting a lot of positive feedback from people that are on all sides of the ticket, Republicans, Democrats, and the undecideds. People are upset with the way New Jersey's been being ran the past 20 years. They want to see change. They're tired of the incumbents, anything to do to get their taxes lower. So, that's what we bring with us to the legislative races. We are interested in the change and doing the best we can to get our taxes lower here in New Jersey.
Something I mentioned to Al earlier, I don't think people realize how much work goes into these campaigns. A lot of hours. For a campaign like this, you're not on the road so much because these districts are pretty self-contained, but you're putting a lot of hours on your feet, knocking doors, events, raising money. What made you decide to run and make that kind of time commitment?
Yeah, it's pretty simple to me. I have 3 boys, and I always talk to my boys about standing up, doing the right thing, and be a leader. And it came down to you got to be able to practice what you preach. And so, if I wanted to be a good role model for my sons, I had to get out and do, walk the walk. So here I am, just doing the best I can. I was asked to run, fill in a vacated seat, and just a good opportunity to get out and get a good message out.
Now, I know that a hot topic right now is property taxes. It seems like it's always a hot topic in New Jersey elections. People are unhappy about how much they're paying, and I think some of that has to do with what kind of services they feel like they're getting for the amount of money they're paying. Education plays a large part of what we pay, and it's going to be a big topic for the next legislature. I know Governor Christie's going to continue to push an education reform agenda.
Right.
Where do you come down on these issues, and what kind of reforms would you like to pioneer when you get to the State House?
Yeah, 2 things that stand out to me are the equations that are used for our education system. I'm a firm believer in education. However, we can no longer afford to live here in New Jersey. Part of that largest part of the equation is the education budgets. So I like to revamp the equation so we can make it a little more affordable for people living in our townships, so they're not taxed 200% by the state and also by their local townships. And another part of that is working with the counties to get them under control and get their budgets back under control, because they've taken up a large part of our budgets as well. And then one more thing on top of that, I think help with the corruption in New Jersey, somehow to force term limits and get term limits implemented to help get rid of the incumbents and also to clean up the corruption.
Now, term limits is something that a lot of conservatives support. For obvious reasons, a lot of incumbents balk at it.
Yeah.
Because it turns into a financial thing for them. They go back, they interact with the special interests. There's powerful lobbies that support these people going back for 10, 20, 30 years. What do you think you would need to do as a freshman legislator to try to get the ball rolling on an issue that's very hard to build momentum behind?
Yeah, that's a real tough one. I have talked to people that have been in the legislative assembly and state and also at the federal level, and they are not interested in term limits at all. So it will be a grassroots effort, getting the newly elected people behind it, supporting it, and then just trying to get the electorate basically behind it and hopefully get a groundswell to eventually get term limits. That's really the only way you're going to do it. You're not going to get the people that are already ingrained in these positions to all of a sudden go for term limits.
The one other thing I have for you, Greg, before we stop bothering you, let you get back to talking to your future constituents. If people want to get involved in this race, how can they, regardless of whether they're here or all the way up at the other end of the turnpike?
Right. Well, one is make sure you're registered to vote. Go out and vote on November 8th. And bring your friends and neighbors out there. Get involved if you're interested in certain parties or a certain candidate. Look them up. Go to their websites. Go to websites such as this one. And just get actively involved. There's something for everybody out there, and if we all come together and pull together and pull the turnstiles together there, so in the voting booths we'll be able to make some change and difference here in New Jersey.